I am here this week to talk to you about my top 5 favourite patterns for sewing improvers. I did a vlog last year, maybe 18 months ago, with my top 5 sewing patterns for beginners. So if you're just getting started or you want to build your confidence a little bit, check that out. I will link it up here. But today I'm going to be talking about my 5 favourite patterns for when you're starting to move on to the next step and do a few more advanced techniques, but that hopefully won't push you too far out of your comfort zone. So before I get chatting about those, it would be amazing if you could subscribe to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button down there and you can join in. I do weekly videos all about sewing patterns, fabrics, fabric recommendations, tips, tutorials, etc. And it would be wonderful if you could join in. So yeah, hit the button down below and be part of the Satisfaction channel. So the thing that I get asked all the time is, how do I know if I'm an intermediate sewer or I'm not a beginner anymore? And the answer is it's really dependent on you as a person. So some people will only have been sewing for a few months, but they'll have sewn lots and lots and they'll have started with something quite advanced and they'll feel very confident. Some people have been sewing for 5-10 years and sew things that aren't garments and have only sewn maybe some more basic garments and they don't feel confident. So I think it very much depends on you as a person, and I think it depends on picking the right pattern for your skills and experience. So the patterns that I'm going to talk you through now, I'll give you an idea of what sort of level they are. They're all what I would call improvers. I prefer that term rather than intermediate or advanced, etc., because actually that's very much in the eye of the beholder and all of us are learning all the time. So these are kind of next step patterns that I wouldn't recommend to a beginner, but it's up to you when you feel confident to tackle them. And really, I do say to people, if you have been sewing garments for a little while, you've made a few things, you feel comfortable, and you want to make something a little bit more advanced, give it a try, because what's the worst that's going to happen? I would say make a toile or a wearable toile, which is like a practice garment with less expensive fabric, so that you can check the fit and check any techniques that you're learning for the first time before you make it in your beautiful fabrics. But other than that, and your time, you're going to learn so much every time you make something, so just go for it, don't be afraid. So I have a class starting in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to whiz through these quickly so that I can share them all with you. The first one that I'm going to talk to you about is a dress pattern. It's really, really beautiful. I thought I had a sample here in the shop, but actually it's at home, and it is the Sew Over It Doris Dress pattern. I'm going to pop a picture of the pattern up here. And then I'm going to pop the line drawing up here as well. So as you can see, it's got darts in the front and it's got a very simple placket, button placket on the bodice. So this is a really good one to start with if you want to practice your buttonholes and buttons and putting buttons on a garment, but you don't want to do a full collar or placket. This has got a really nice finish, but it's actually relatively easy to do. It's also got an invisible zip in the side, and it's got a full skirt with lots of nice long seams that you can practice sewing. I'm going to pop a picture up here of me wearing the Doris dress, and I love it. It's really nice. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. It's quite good with fitting because it's got, I'm just going to lower this camera down actually because it's quite high up. It's quite good at being relatively easy to fit because it's got ties around the waist on one version, so you can make it relatively loose and then tie up to get the fit right, so you don't have to spend ages perfecting the bodice fit. And it's also got grown on or kimono sleeves, so you don't have to worry about setting in sleeves either. So all round, I think this is a really, really nice dress pattern that might look intimidating if you haven't sewn many dresses before, but actually is really, really quite simple. It's got a really nice full skirt on it, so if you like something twirly and swirly, you can definitely do that in the Doris dress. I will pop, I always forget which side it is, I will pop a video up of when I reviewed that make, so you can see me twirling in it and you can see what it looks like in the flesh if you want to. Okay, so the next pattern that I'm going to talk about is a improver's jersey dress pattern. So this would be if you're comfortable sewing with jersey, but you perhaps want to do something a little bit more advanced, involved. So maybe you've sewn something fairly simple like a jersey tunic, maybe the Tilly and the Buttons Cocoa, or the Sew Over It Molly top, or something along those lines, but you're looking for something a little bit more challenging. There are two very similar patterns that I would recommend. The first is the Sew Over It Heather dress, and I will pop a picture of that one up here. I've got to stop saying pop a picture because the P's. So that one is a really lovely one. That's a PDF only pattern. I know not everyone likes those. So the other one that I'm going to recommend is the Tilly and the Buttons Zadie dress. Again, I'll put a picture up here so that you can have a little look at that. And I'll also pop the line drawings up so you can see. It's got a really interesting shape to it, and I've got a sample version here that is on the rail in the shop. So the reason that I like this is because it's all jersey, so it's relatively simple. I've actually sewn this on the sewing machine and then I've overlocked my edges, but you could sew most of it straight on the overlocker. I think I would do the pocket part on the sewing machine, but if you don't use an overlocker, then you could totally do the whole thing on your sewing machine and not worry about finishing the seams. The reason why I just think it's interesting is because of the shape. You've got these lovely deep pockets, you've got this really nice illusion waist, the raglan style sleeves and a neckband. And there's a few pleats, just gentle pleats in there as well. So I think it's a really nice pattern to kind of get your teeth into and have a few different elements, because sometimes with jersey patterns it is very simple. You know, I love the Linden sweatshirt and the Agnes top and the Mandy boat tee, but they are all super easy. So if you want something to kind of stretch yourself, no pun intended, then this is a really good one. If I can find a video where I reviewed this, then I'll pop it up there, but I'm not sure if I have actually featured it in a video. If not, I might wear this because I haven't worn it for ages. It's been on the sample rail in the shop for probably about 18 months. But yes, so that is my kind of jersey pattern recommendation. Pattern number 3 that I want to recommend is a trouser pattern, and it is the Nina Lee Portobello trousers. I'm going to pop a picture up of Amanda wearing a pair of these. She's made a couple of pairs and she did a really great blog for us, which I will link down below. And the reason I picked these is because trousers can obviously be very intimidating, and the biggest part that people are intimidated by is the fitting, which is completely understandable. We teach trouser fitting classes and everybody's shape is different, and it takes a bit of time to learn how to fit yourself in trousers. So we obviously stock the Sasha trousers by Closet Case Patterns and the Ultimate trousers by Sew Over It, and we teach those as classes too, but they are very fitted. And the reason I've chosen the Portobello trousers is because if you can get the fit right on the waist and the crotch, then the rest of it, they're quite wide legged. I'm going to pop the line drawings up here instead because me holding up the pattern is confusing my white balance. Yeah, so I'll pop the line drawing up so you can see they're quite a wide leg. They're not huge at the hip, they kind of skim nicely, and they're just much easier to fit, and they're a great first starting point for trousers. If I was going to give you a pattern recommendation for trousers but not trousers, I would also go for the Winslow culottes, because if you just fit the waist on those, they are so easy to make. I'll pop a picture up there of me wearing those. So there's a couple of different trouser patterns all included in that, but my number one recommendation would be the nearly Portobello trousers. They're really nicely drafted, the fit's really good on them, and they're just a really nice stylish shape that you could wear all year round. Okay, so pattern number 4 is the Tilly and the Buttons Rosa dress, which is actually what I'm wearing today. So let me step back a bit and I'll show you. This is my Rosa dress. Sorry, that was a really, I always do that. This is my Rosa dress, made in our soft wash denim, and then this has some snaps all the way down it. I love this pattern so much. Let me just pop that back up. I will pop a picture of the pattern up here so you can see it, and I will also pop the line drawings up, because the lines are one of the things that I absolutely adore about this pattern. So I have another version here, which I have, here's one I made earlier. This one actually has the added cuff, which is an extra you can download. The pattern itself actually comes with fold up cuffs like this, but Tilly has a PDF download for the cuff add-on, which is really, really great. But yeah, as I say, the lines are one of the things I love on this. So you've got princess seams and a yoke across here. You've got this gorgeous curved yoke at the back, and then more seams down here. And it is a really, really brilliant opportunity to practice your top stitching. I love top stitching. It's one of my favourite things to do when sewing. So I love that pattern because of this. You've also got a button placket, which I've obviously used poppers on here as well. And you can see you've got a collar stand and a full collar too. So this has got quite a lot of elements to it. This is made in a heavier denim, and this is a soft wash denim, and actually this is much easier to wear. And I've got about 4 versions of this, a couple of them in a lovely soft needle cord. I've got this denim, and I think I've also got a stretch cotton version as well, and it works up really nicely in cotton poplin, perfect for the summer, or if you want to just make a shirt version. So let me move that. So there's loads to get your teeth into with that pattern, but as always, Tilly's instructions are brilliant. They're so good. She holds your hand all the way through, and although there are a lot of pieces, as long as you take your time with it, you'll find that it does come together really nicely. As always, it's really well drafted. All of Tilly's patterns, you know, the notches match where they're supposed to match, and the shape is just really, really lovely. I think it's really flattering. I have lengthened mine by a couple of inches because, as I find with a lot of Tilly's patterns, they do come up a little bit short on me. I'm 5'6½", so that might be worth bearing in mind. But that is a brilliant pattern that I can't recommend enough if you want to kind of step up your skills. The next one, the final one, number 5 that I'm going to recommend, is one that if you're not feeling particularly confident, you might feel is a little bit beyond you at the moment, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. So it's the ginger jeans pattern from Closet Case. I will pop a picture up here. Now, we teach this as a course, and yes, the fitting is a big part of that. We do a whole day on fitting. So if you're not confident with fitting, then I would say maybe find somewhere local to you to do a course, maybe do an online course. However, if you're comfortable with making a toile, checking the fit yourself, or maybe getting a helpful friend to help you out, then I would say go for it. Again, the instructions from Closet Case are brilliant. They've done a sew along on their website which does it step by step in great detail, and actually if you've already sewn trousers and you're comfortable with that, then you'll probably find the first pair that you make won't be your best pair, but you'll still be amazingly proud of them. You will learn how to insert a fly zip if you haven't already. If you've already done that and you've made a pair of trousers, then you can totally make a pair of jeans, and I think it's a brilliant, brilliant pattern. I will pop a couple of pictures up of the ladies from our jeans making course. The last one that we held was taught by the amazing Charlotte Newland, who some of you might recognise from the Sewing Bee. She is teaching some classes for us now, and she is absolutely fab, and she is a fit maestro. So she is brilliant at helping everyone get their perfect fit. But if you've got someone at home that can help you, or you just feel like you want to give something challenging a go and really feel proud of what you've made, then I would definitely say give the ginger jeans a go and don't be afraid. So those are my top 5 patterns for sewing improvers. I hope that you found that useful. Do let me know what other vlogs you would like to see. I always find it so helpful when you let me know what you would like me to chat to you about. I will be back next week and I'm going to be doing a fabric Q&A. So I'm going to be answering all of the common questions that I get asked about different types of fabrics, what can you do with certain fabrics, etc. If you've got any questions about fabrics, and I'm not talking about specific fabrics that we sell, although if you've got questions about those, feel free to ask, but things like what's the difference between cotton jersey and viscose jersey, what's stretch cotton and why is it not classed as jersey, some of those questions that we get asked all the time, I'm going to try and cover off. So if you've got any, then pop them in the comments below and I will try and answer them next week. And I'm also going to do a Q&A on patterns in a few weeks' time, and answer some of the common questions that we get asked about those as well. So again, any questions, pop them down below. Hope that you all have a really good week. I'm going to go and teach my beginner's introduction to sewing class tonight. We are on our final week and the ladies are making zipper pouches. So I'm just going to wrap this up, edit it tomorrow, and then it should be up by Saturday. So I hope you're all having a good weekend, or if you're watching this another time, I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!